Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Here in this channel we talk about haircare tips, relaxed haircare, hair growth tips, protective styling, and so much more concerning the hair topic in general. So if you know you are interested in this type of content, consider subscribing. So in today's video we are going to be discussing the science of hair growth, the cycle every single strand of hair on your head undergoes before it sheds off. So I'm going to start this video by saying the hair on the scalp is made up of the hair shaft itself and the hair follicles. Now there are millions of hair follicles on your scalp. Yes, believe it or not, there are millions of hair follicles. Now let's just get into the hair growth cycle, the natural cycle every single strand of hair on your head undergoes before it sheds off. It is important to note that different hair strands on the hair are in different phases of this hair cycle. So even if you get a clean cut or shave your scalp completely and start all over in your hair journey or something like that, the different hair strands that are going to come up are still going to be in different phases of hair growth in this hair cycle, because the hair strands come from the hair follicles, meaning even if you get a clean cut and you shave off the entire hair on your head, you didn't get rid of the hair shafts at the follicles or at the follicular level. So that's why, irrespective of that, the different hair strands are still going to be in different phases. It is also important to note that hair grows about 6 inches per year. That's the average. Some people's hair may grow faster, some may grow slower, but the average is about 6 inches per year. Now generally the hair growth cycle is divided into 3 stages. Here is the anagen, the catagen, and the telogen. Okay, the anagen is the first stage. This is the growing phase. This is when the hair actually grows, and on average it takes about 5 to 6 years. Now guys, let's do some calculations here. If the growth phase is about 5 to 6 years and we expect on average about 6 inches of growth per year, meaning the average human hair should have about 36 inches of hair growth, or 36 inches of hair if there is no form of breakage at all. So guys, you can see that when it comes to long hair, the problem is not really with growth, because your hair is going to grow regardless. If you can try as much as possible to keep your ends, to make sure you don't get breakage, to make sure that your ends are retained, you can end up having 36 inches of hair. Yes guys, it's actually very possible. So that's why I always stress on preserving your ends by using protective styling and low manipulation, because this is the easiest and budget friendly way to actually keep your ends and preserve your ends. Like I said, on average this phase is about 5 to 6 years. Some may have longer, some may have shorter duration when it comes to this stage, and that was what I mentioned in my hair genetics video. If hair growth is due to genetics, you can check out that video if you are interested. I'll make sure to link it down in the description box below. In case you've not watched that video, I said in that video that one of the characteristics when it comes to genetics affecting hair growth is your hair growth phase, and this was what I was talking about, guys. So you may have the genes to have a short hair growth phase, you may have the genes to have a long hair growth phase, but on average it is expected that it takes about 5 to 6 years. And you know, the hair on other parts of the body, on the arms, on the legs, eyelashes, eyebrows, also undergo their different hair cycles as well. Like they all undergo this same hair growth cycle, but when it comes to those hair, they have a short growth phase. So their anagen phase is short, usually about 30 to 45 days. So that's why they don't grow very long. Now the next stage is the catagen stage, and this is the transitional stage. In this stage, hair growth has stopped. This is the stage where hair growth stops, and this usually takes about 2 to 3 weeks. After this, the hair moves into the last stage, the telogen phase, and this is the resting phase. In this phase, the hair doesn't grow again, and this phase usually takes about 100 days, and this is the phase where the hair now starts to shed. And normally we expect about 25 to 100 strands of hair shed every day. So when you put your hair in a long-term protective style for like a month and you take it out and you are seeing a lot of hair and you are afraid maybe it's your hair that is breaking, no guys, it's normal for hair to shed normally between 25 to 100 strands every day. So imagine you put on your protective style for about a month, which is about 30 days. Meaning when you take out that protective style, if we use 100 strands of hair shed per day, that's about 3,000 strands of hair. So guys, you should be expecting 3,000 strands of hair when you take out your protective styles after a month. And if you don't get up to this, it means you are actually doing very well. So there is no cause to be alarmed when you take out your protective style and you see strands of hair coming out from your hair. So when it comes to hair on other parts of the body like the eyebrows, eyelashes, arm and legs, this phase it's usually longer. So it's the reverse for the hair on the head. So the anagen and telogen phase for the arms, eyebrows and so on are opposites to that of the strands on the hair. So the anagen phase for the other type of hair is shorter, while the telogen phase, which is the resting phase, is usually longer. So hair does not usually shed that often on those other parts of the body compared to the hair on your head. So like I said, after this phase is completed, the hair sheds off and the cycle just repeats itself over and over and over again. So guys, you can see that using this basic science of hair growth, you can actually retain length. You can actually use this to your advantage and optimize your anagen phase, which is your hair growth phase. You can make sure that during that phase your hair is properly preserved. I mean the ends of your hair, because if you don't get breakage, if your ends don't break off, on average you get 36 inches of hair before your hair strands sheds off. And the reason why I always stress on the ends of the hair is because the ends are the weakest part of the hair. They are the farthest from the scalp. They are the first parts to come out from your scalp, meaning the ends of your hair can actually be 6 years old compared to the root, which may be just a week old. So that's why emphasis should be placed on the ends, because the ends have undergone the most trauma, the most stress and all that. It has undergone so many processes, and if you can keep the ends of your hair, you can keep the rest part of your hair, because the rest part of your hair is relatively easier to keep and maintain compared to the ends of your hair, since the ends are the weakest part of your hair. And if you want to know more about protective styling when it comes to preserving your ends, I have a whole playlist on protective styling. I'll make sure to link it down below so that you can go through those videos to help you use protective styling better to preserve your ends. Okay guys, so that's it for this video. If you have any questions, anything you want to know at all, any confusion you may have concerning the science of hair growth, feel free to leave there in the comment section down below, and I'll make sure to get back to each and every one of you. And if you are still here watching this video at this moment, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. You guys have been awesome. You guys have been wonderful. But before you leave, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and if you are here and you aren't subscribed already, please consider subscribing to join the family. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next video.